Rix, what do you have to say to the people?
I hope you can hear him sniffing it. Why are you looking like that?
Hey guys, welcome back to Candid Cloud Convos. We're your hosts,
Gina
and Emilita. We're back at it again.
for season 2.
Season 2, baby. I'm so excited. You guys should all be excited.
We've been waiting for this.
We have so many ideas and so many plans for season 2 and just the podcast in general. But season 2, we were super, super hyping it up every episode, like halfway through. We're so excited. We've been planning this for a minute.
By the way.
Right.
The season finale is coming up. Oh, yeah, by the way.
But
season
you guys
2 is
didn't know
coming
when.
up. Yeah.
So, episode 25 was season finale.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 26
is season premiere.
Season premiere. Today's episode is going to be all about the dogs. But before we get into that.
This is a dog parents episode.
I was going to say dog connoisseurs
Yeah.
episode. But before we get into that, we wanted to take a shot.
In celebration.
We've been working hard on this podcast. Like, this is half a year already.
Which feels crazy. Like, it doesn't feel like it's been half a year.
No, not at all.
But we're 26
weeks.
Episodes in now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Consecutively.
Right. And our podcast anniversary is actually September 1st. Which we figured out by the time we post the finale for season 2 will be around that date, like a day before or something like that.
Which is
insane.
Really cool timing.
Yes. So we'll have to think of something crazy to do for that video or like that podcast episode. Probably take more shots and drink. By the way, yes, we drank in the last episode. Yes, we're drinking again. No, we do not have drinking problems. Promise.
Yes, mind your business.
Mind your business. We're grown. We're over 21.
It is
we're
the
grown.
weekend. We worked hard all week.
Yeah.
We deserve this.
Absolutely.
And if you're not driving, if you're home or somewhere safe, take some shots with us.
Pause this video. Pause this podcast right now.
Go grab your drink.
Go pour it up. We'll be right back.
Any excuse to take a shot.
Yeah.
Cheers to season 2. The sound it made. Big.
I love you.
I love you. Girl, I love you.
Bitch.
I'll never stop loving you.
Bitch.
So we took a shot for our Cheese and Chatter segment.
Yes.
Because we're starting our season 2.
And we're so excited. We have so many fucking plans, bro.
So many plans. And also we posted all of our season 1 episodes on YouTube.
Yes.
So if you want to go back there, you can listen to them through YouTube.
Yeah, they're not actual visual episodes until 24.
Yeah. But they're up there.
They are there. You can comment, so interact with us a little bit, like them, whatever you want.
We're going to be doing our absolute best to do visuals going forward.
Right, always.
So,
yeah.
Now you'll be seeing them. Like, you can be on the lookout to see them
in the future. And on Spotify, too.
And on Spotify,
right.
Yeah.
And on Spotify. So you can watch the visual, like the actual video on Spotify, too. Which
we're
is
like,
really
damn,
cool.
now when we record, we got to get ready.
Yeah, and it's like,
we're not going to lie.
We record on Mondays, so it's like.
We would record just.
Kind of like in bed or just like chilling.
Yeah.
After work, whatever, but. We're going to do our best to look as presentable as possible to make it more enjoyable and more interactive. And, I don't know, just elevate the podcast in general, you know? We're elevating ourselves.
That's always the goal.
Absolutely.
Evolution.
We
growth.
have to... Scare money don't make money.
Period.
So
dogs.
Just fucking get into it. We're dog moms, if you haven't noticed from Instagram or just in conversations.
If this is your first time listening to us, we do mention our dogs every once in a while.
Yeah.
You'll probably hear one of my dogs in our episodes in the background.
Right. But we decided to kind of go in order of, like, oldest to youngest. So, Gina, do you want to talk about Spirit? And first, like, the background of
Okay.
Around
like
the
how
time
we got him.
Right. Around the time of when you got him, and like, do you remember how you felt when you got him, or like when you were thinking about getting a dog?
I don't remember. Okay. The first dog we're talking about is Spirit. He's the oldest. He's 15. Well, no. He's going to be 15 this month in March.
In a couple weeks.
Yeah. So he's going to be 15 years old this year. And his journey, I feel like, is so crazy. So we got him when I was like, I want to say maybe 8.
Mm-hmm.
So around 8 or 9. And he was a puppy. We got him I don't know, my dad found this guy like literally on Craigslist
like
or something.
A breeder.
Yeah.
Or a guy who was selling puppies.
Yeah. So he's a red-nosed pit, purebred, and like he got the paperwork.
Purebred.
Yeah, like he got the paperwork on him and everything.
Yeah.
It was really cool, but he was a big, like he had huge paws. So my dad always said when he's picking puppies, he looks at their paws because I guess that shows how big they're gonna
They'll
get.
Actually be.
And so he had these huge ears and like big paws. I have some pictures. We can insert pictures and stuff.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see him.
But he was so cute. And then I remember on the drive home, he sat in my lap. Like at the time, his whole body fit on my lap.
Yeah.
And now he's fucking then he was huge.
He's hanging off.
And my dad, he used to run a lot. My dad used to exercise him a lot. So he was really in shape. But he was just crazy.
Yeah.
Like he was a really crazy dog when he was young. And I used to lay on him, when he wasn't, he was a house dog. Like when he was my family's dog, he was he was an outside dog. Mm-hmm. And so he didn't come in all the time, but when he wasn't and he would lay down, I would lay on his belly and use him as a pillow and watch TV.
Right.
And he used to let me, and then
he was solid enough for sure.
Yeah, when we would give him baths, then my parents would let him stay inside for a couple weeks because he doesn't smell bad.
Right.
And then once he started kind of smelling, they would put him back outside in the backyard. And yeah, he was just, he was crazy. He was a crazy dog. He was really energetic, but he was super people friendly and kid friendly and stuff. Not necessarily male dog friendly, but he liked females.
But was that right away?
No, he was friendly at first, and we used to take him to the dog parks, and he used to try to play with the bigger dogs, and they would pay him no mind.
Really?
They were not. He swore he was playing with them, and none of them were playing back with him. They were chasing each other.
What?
And so he used to try, but. My dad had taken him on a walk one night, and he got attacked by another. But it was by a female dog, though.
Right.
He was a puppy at the time. I don't even think he was a year old yet. And so after that, he just became boy dog aggressive.
But it was a girl.
So I'm not
maybe
sure how that
if she
worked,
was an alpha female, maybe she gave off not a masculine energy, but in a way maybe he just not that he got confused, but I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, it was crazy, and so. Yeah, ever since then, but he's fine with females. And now as he's older, he's fine with male dogs that are not neutered. We figured that out.
Right. That was the key.
That are neutered. Male dogs that are neutered, he's neutered. Cool with. If they still have their balls, and he's we don't get along.
Right.
But he's such an old man now. He's a completely different dog from when he was in his prime.
Yeah. He looks different too.
Oh yeah, he looks I'm for real, he's a completely different dog.
Right.
It's so crazy because people that met him now only know him for what he's been now. Not at all. They, if we would tell stories, they're like, what the fuck?
They can't imagine. It doesn't
sound like him. Yeah. But he was crazy. And he only my dad could walk him. He pulled so hard.
Yeah.
I remember my dad had went to Colorado one time. Mm-hmm. I mean, my mom were home trying to walk him, and it would be both of us.
Holding each other, tug of war.
Yeah, we were talking about it recently, and I was like, people who seen us walking down the street, both of us pulling, he's pulling us, we're probably thinking those girls got no business walking that dog.
Yeah.
What are they doing? I would have thought that if I seen that now, oh my god, they have no business trying to walk this dog. Who the dog's walking them.
Yeah.
That was literally how it was. He was so fucking.
You tried your best.
We were we're trying to give you a walk, give you what you need, but he was so fucking strong.
Right.
My dad trained him to pull.
Yeah.
So it wasn't he was doing something bad. My dad trained him to do that.
Yeah.
But it's okay, you could walk him, but we can't be walking him like that.
So now it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
You're your shoulders out of socket.
He's a love bug now. He loves to cuddle. He's spirit. I don't know.
Yeah. And how did you name him?
My sister
I feel
actually
I'm interviewing
him.
you.
I know.
I like it.
My sister named him. My dad wanted to name him Niner because he has reddish brown and then white fur.
And because they're Niner fans.
And we're Niner fans. So he's like, oh, like his colors are like the Niner colors. Like let's name him Niner. But my sister liked Spirit because we had another dog, Kano. Mm-hmm. He was a blue nose pit. Mm-hmm. And so I did tell a story on that.
Yeah. Y'all know.
Yeah, back in episode 24. But yeah, we didn't have Kano for that long. Mm-hmm. So my sister was like, no, let's name him Spirit, like in spirit of Kano.
Right.
So we just went with Spirit.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just went with Spirit.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I love it.
And then we took him in. And then me and my boyfriend, we took him in. My parents were moving out of their house, and they were moving into an apartment.
Right.
So it was just like a bunch of stuff, and then eventually, like, me and my boyfriend took him in, brought him with us, and then he's been with us ever since. So it's been like a few years, which is so weird. Right. And it's been a few years at this point, so he's like our dog. Yeah. Now. Like he's
full
a baby.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like literally, like he's a baby.
They're so spoiled. all three of our dogs, like, they're so spoiled.
Yeah, they live good lives. Yeah. For sure. They're not lacking any love anywhere. I'm trying to think of what else I can ask you before. If there was one thing you could, like, change about him, or, like, just get him to, like, understand, because he's such, like, a troublemaker. Like, that's one thing about him, is that he's such a troublemaker.
We call him, like, Houdini. Like, he would just...
Oh, my God, you have to tell them the story.
Like, he would make magic happen, and we would just be so confused. Like, we used to have this crate for him, like, this big old crate to put him in during the day when we'd be out for work or whatever. He had space in it and stuff, but...
It was big.
He hated it because, again, he was an outside dog prior, then comes into an apartment with us, and then now we're trying to, like, put him in a crate. He's like, what the fuck is this? So we'd put him in the crate in the morning, get home.
Locked up, they won't let me out.
Yeah. That's it. And we'd get home and he was out. He'd be chilling on the couch. And we're like, what the fuck? And we look at the crate and the door was still closed. Right. That's what was the craziest part, is, like,
he got out and closed it back.
Right. With his nose locked
and that's how we know now, is he uses his nose for everything.
Yeah, he's so fucking smart. It's crazy. When you're not looking, like, he would do shit when he thinks you're not looking, and then we'd be like, what the fuck? He'd be opening doors.
Right.
I was like, this boy.
Can I tell them the story about when he ate one of Rex's toys?
Oh my God. Okay. By the way, he also loves to eat socks. If he finds a sock on the floor, he eats them, poops them out, or throws them up, and it's the worst. And we've had to be so fucking careful with our socks, because he will do it consistently.
Right. Like, he would eat a whole pack.
And okay.
Why
and
socks,
our third
though?
dog,
I don't understand it.
So the youngest dog, she would grab the socks out of our hamper, put them on the floor, and then he would get to them. So they were in, like, cahoots together. Mm-hmm. Whole thing, so we had to figure that out too. Crime. Literally,
like literal siblings.
But no, we can't call them siblings.
Oh, like literal
Bonnie
lovers.
and Clyde. They're like Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah,
but yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
so they came over, and Rex has, like, he's we'll get into Rex obviously, but the middle dog, he is a very large dog, but he loves little toys. I don't know what it is. He just loves squeaking little toys. So we buy them for him, and we didn't think anything of it because I don't know.
We didn't trip off it.
Didn't trip off it, yeah.
I didn't even see it, to be honest.
Right. So probably, had you seen it, you probably would have been like, oh, like, let's take this away, or, like, put it up somewhere so Spirit can't get to it. But whatever, we're hanging out, chilling, whatever. All of a sudden, we just hear him start squeaking with something, and we're like, oh, it's probably just a random toy, whatever. Then it stopped squeaking, and I think you went to go, like, check to see what he was playing with, and there was nothing there. Is that what?
I heard him grab a toy, and I had seen the other toys on the floor, so I didn't see that there was, like, the small one.
Right.
So I was like, oh, whatever, he's playing with the toy. Like,
yeah.
Cool. And then Chevy actually had come in. He's like, oh, haha, he's playing with the toy. And then goes somewhere, comes back, and it's like, where's the toy?
Oh, okay.
And we were like,
what? That it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were like, what are you talking about? He's like, the toy's gone.
Right. I just didn't remember how we noticed, like, it was that specific toy.
Yeah, I remember.
So he realized that he had that specific toy, and he was like, oh, yeah, he was playing with Boba. And we're like, what the fuck?
And
like,
we checked everywhere. We checked under the
couch.
Couches,
we looked outside. We looked everywhere. It was nowhere to be found. And he wasn't even going around everywhere with the toy. So, like, there's no reason why it would have been anywhere else but that area on the carpet. gone. Completely gone.
Yeah.
And so we kind of
freak out a little bit. Because we're like, okay, he ate the toy.
Right. And so we try and give him, like, the peroxide to make him throw up. We looked up
how to make him throw up.
Right.
So that we're like, okay, maybe he'll just throw it back up. It had just happened. He did throw up.
Oh, he did?
He did throw up, but it didn't come out. It was
just food, right? Like, his food that he ate?
Nothing came out. And it just happened.
And it was like...
It had been like 15 minutes maybe.
At the most, because they just had to go buy the peroxide. Yeah. So, yeah, we gave him peroxide. He threw up, and it didn't come out, whatever. So we just kind of were like, we'll monitor it, I guess.
There's nothing we can do right now.
Yeah, like, we'll just see what happens. And then, what was it like?
Nothing happened for... months. Nothing. He was eating fine. He was drinking water fine. He was pooping. He was
acting completely normal
for months. And we're like, and like you guys are periodically asked like, yo, did that toy ever come out? And we're like, no, it still has, not that we've seen. And what was it? Oh, and then all of a sudden one day he starts like hacking. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you good, bro?
Right.
And he's just hacking, and so I grabbed his dog food bowl, put it underneath his mouth to like catch the throw up, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, the pobrecito, he was struggling, like he was trying to push something out. And I was like, what the fuck? And it was dark too. It was at night, so he throws it up. It comes up, and we're like, what in the actual fuck is that? Because it's in the throw up, so it's like wet, and it looks different than what. And
it's an animal, like it's a little chinchilla looking
toy gerbil
thing. So like instant reaction, you think he ate like an animal.
That's what, yeah. So that's what we thought. We're like, oh my god, he found a fucking mouse, and I was like, do not tell me that there are mice here and that he ate a mouse. I was gonna freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
And
as anyone would.
Yeah, and I was like, no. So we took it outside, like put the flash on it. I don't know. I think we threw it away.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, oh, don't want to, like, okay, he threw something up, whatever. Next day, I go back and look in the morning, and we see that it was the toy, and we're like, shut the hell up.
Like, you're actually joking.
That was 6 months later. 6 months.
I wanted to say how many months, but I thought it was 4, so that's even worse. I was going to say it was like 4 months later.
It was literally like 6 months later. Which is really scary, because, like, where was it staying at?
Like in
where was that? That could have killed him, I'm pretty sure.
And it had a squeaker in it too.
It all came out. Like, how was he eating, pooping, passing? Like, I just don't get it. And it was still there? Where was it chilling out at?
That's what I'm saying. Was it just in his stomach?
Couch with a beer?
His stomach didn't like...
Watching TV?
Yeah. I don't know, but that's just a little bit about him.
Watching Euphoria?
Some little... The trending show. There's probably at least 10,000 other stories that we could tell about his freaking Houdini ways. Or just like him being like a little troublemaker. Like, always getting into something. He swears he's sneaky. Oh, he loves pizza.
Absolutely. His favorite food, hands down, is pizza. He'll try to snatch it out your hand, and he knows better. But when pizza comes around,
he loses all his manners.
Yeah. He's rude.
All the sense out the window.
He's rude. He'll smell it. He'll be in a deep sleep nap.
He took your whole piece of pizza.
He out my hand. I was like chilling with him with like this, just talking. Kind of hold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had it in my hand. All of a sudden, I feel a tug. Pulled half the piece of my pizza off. I was like, well, there went that. Like a shark came out of nowhere.
Yeah. He was like, very strategic about it.
I had to process what happened for a second. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Is there anything else we can talk about, Spirit?
I feel like we'll always find something to talk about.
Yeah.
So
like, it comes up with other stories.
Yeah. So we'll go into our second oldest, the middle child.
Our second blessing.
The middle child.
Yeah, the middle child,
Rexano.
He is, you did say, you did say. I was going to say, did you say what kind of dog he was?
Yeah.
Rex is a Catahoula leopard dog mix. We're not sure with what, but at least German Shepherd for sure.
Because he was a rescue.
Mm-hmm. He was a rescue, and we got him.
Who rescued who?
Honestly. But I guess just kind of background on the reason why we got him was he's actually an emotional support animal, so he's registered and everything. He ain't got no sense, but like he doesn't have any like training or anything for it, but I don't think you really need to. No. It's not like a service animal, it's not the same thing, but yeah, so I was having a lot of anxiety and things, mental issues going on, so I was like, you know what, I need a dog. Like, I need a dog to be by my side.
Yeah.
So we set out, we started looking, and just one day we were like, let's just take, it was a Sunday, we were like, let's just take the day, like, start in the morning.
This story's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. It's so cute. So we started looking online first. We saw a couple dogs at, I don't want to say where, but in one of the shelters in the Bay. And we went there, we drove, and we took one dog out on a walk, actually. And it was kind of weird because you literally just go and give your ID, and then they give you the dog to go walk. And they're like, all right, like, come back in, like, 10 minutes, or, like, whenever you're done.
I was going to ask, yeah, like, do they put a time limit on you?
Not really, but we're like, okay, like, we'll be back. And then they want you to, like, bond with the dog. But, like, it's, like, on a busy street, so it's kind of like you take the dog, and, like, you're just like, where do we go?
Yeah.
I've never been there, you know?
You don't know this dog.
No. And I don't know what the dog is going to react if it sees another dog. And I didn't honestly think about it until it happened. So when we're walking the dog, whatever, it sees another dog. It didn't really pay no mind, but it was just like something could have happened, you know? And so it was just weird. But we didn't really vibe with the dog. Like,
there was no connection.
No. It was just like, it kind of, not only wasn't not listening to us, because obviously it doesn't owe us nothing, but like, it just didn't feel right, you know? So we're like, okay, you know, thank you for allowing us to walk it, but we left, whatever. We went to another one that was in a nearby city, and we went and I think she was a German Shepherd, or a German Shepherd mix. And same thing, we just didn't really vibe with her the same way. So then I started getting discouraged, because even when I go shopping, like, if, like, two places ain't doing it, yeah, I'm like, fuck, like, I just get discouraged. I'm like, I just want to go home. Like, my mood's shot, you know? But Chev was like, let's just try and go back to this one place where we had previously got a puppy, but it was at a different apartment, and handling a puppy at that time, it just wasn't for us. So we ended up giving her away to this, like, really nice woman and her son, and, like, she has a beautiful life now. Oh. She's doing fine. Yeah. But yeah, so he's like, let's just go see if they have any dogs there that we might like, whatever. And at that time, I think it was already like maybe 3 p.m. And so I start looking on the way there, because it was about maybe like 30 minutes drive. Okay. So on the way there, I start looking online, because you can kind of see like the list of adoptable animals on there, and you can kind of see like their profiles.
Was he on there?
No.
Oh my god.
He was not on there. So we had no idea we were really going to meet him.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's why I mentioned it, because that, like, I had no idea he was even there. So we actually set out for a German Shepherd that they had there, and I think her name was Honey. I want to say her name was Honey.
That's cute.
But when we got there, we got to go to, like, her little area, or cage, like, her crate or whatever, her kennel, and she had, like, stents in her ear, like little plastic pieces in her ear, like keeping it kind of like structured. And I just noticed it, and I didn't say anything about it at first. I was just like, okay, like, you know, maybe something happened. Then come to find out, unfortunately, she had breast cancer. And so when we sat down and they started telling us about her medical history and all the things that she would need, like follow-up appointments, and like she would have to go back in like a week or so to the place to go get her ear checked, and I was just like, I felt like really bad being like, I'm sorry, but like I just can't handle that, like, you know. I felt really bad, because I was like, she deserves to be adopted, you know, but I was just like, I cannot handle this, like, you know. And
if you can't afford all of those procedures, that gets really fucking expensive.
Of course.
So like, it's the more responsible thing to not take on a bigger responsibility than you guys would have been able to handle.
Right.
You know?
To, like, bite off more than I can chew. Yeah. So, when I was explaining that to her, she was like, no. Like, I wasn't saying, I just want to make sure you're aware, blah, blah, blah. She's like, don't feel bad at all. She's like, some people actually set out looking for a dog who has those type of ailments, or, you know, disabilities or diseases.
Like angels on earth, because...
Absolutely.
Like... that
because
that would just be so hard emotionally for me.
Right. They connect in a different way, whether they be survivors or family members of survivors.
Right.
I was just like, okay, like I found comfort in knowing like she will eventually find the right family. You
like know? The freaking like when you see, I seen a picture of like a guy who's had his leg amputated, so he was an amputee, and then the dog had one of their legs amputated. Oh. So they kind of connected in that sense, and it was so cute. Yeah. It was so cute.
It's like those type of, people who have those certain disabilities or anything like that, like they look for that because they find comfort in knowing like they're the same, Yeah. So she reassured me like she's going to be okay, she'll be fine. It's okay. So then we just start walking around. So they have the bigger dogs in one section and the smaller dogs on the other section. We seen a husky and he was really pretty. I want to say we actually walked him, but same thing. It was kind of like we didn't really bond much. He didn't really pay us any mind. Like, it was just kind of like, meh, Yeah. And so we seen one of the trainers or, like, the rescue, like, volunteers, whoever works there. Member. The staff, yeah. He was walking Rex. And immediately me and Chef just seen him and we're like, whoa, like, he looks cool. Because we'll insert pictures, obviously. Yeah. You guys will see, like, he has, like, spots. And so we were like, oh, whoa, like, he looks cool. And looking at Rex, he does look a little bit intimidating, I would say. Like, in certain facial... Because he's a bigger dog. Yeah, and, like, certain facial features that he has. Like, he has really dark, like, around his eyes and stuff. Yeah, like, I don't know. To some people, maybe he looks intimidating. So he just looks kind of like... I don't know. He was intriguing to us, So we end up, like, walking around, whatever. And then eventually we found where his... kennel was. And so we're like, oh, like reading some of his information, we're like, oh, he looks so cool, blah blah. He was asleep, of course. If you know Rex, he's always asleep. And
insert pictures.
Yeah.
Instagram stories.
He was asleep or whatever, and we're like, oh, can we take him for a walk? And the ladies immediately like, from based on what you're telling me, you're looking for like a really chill and calm dog, and this and that. He's not the dog for you. Absolutely not. He's not the dog for you. And so I'm like, can we go walk him? Like, I'm not asking you that. Like, can we go walk him? She's like, yeah, sure. Immediately, he's, like, trotting with us, keeping up with it, looking back, like, to, like, immediately, like, it was different. The connection. Yeah, it was different. And so we start playing with him in this little area. They have, like, a little, kind of like a dog park, but it's very small. But it's gated, so he can be off leash and, like, go and do whatever. So we're playing with him, and he's, like, playing, like, how he does now, but not as like energetic because I think he's still like skeptical.
Was kind of checking you guys out, sizing you guys up.
Yeah, and so even when we were walking, he fucking seen a cat and he like tried to go after the cat, and I'm like, oh my god, like all the things like he's still the same. Yeah, and so immediately we were just like, whoa, like this feels different from all the other dogs we've seen today, from Daisy who we used to have. Like,
and it was like almost closing, right?
Yes. So by the time we sat down and they were like, okay, like if you're really gonna decide to get a dog today, like you got like 30 minutes to like get all the paperwork done and stuff. And so me and Chev were like, okay, like please give us just 1 second, because it's a big deal, you know, like just please give us 1 second. So we went back to Rex's kennel and we were just staring at him, and he was sleeping still. We're just staring at him, and I was like, I looked at Chev and I was like, let's just do it. And he was like, for real? And I was like, fuck it, like let's just do it. So immediately we walk back over to her. We're like, we want him, blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, give us the IDs. We fill out the paperwork. We give him the money. They bring him out. We go get his little collar thing and his little tag and all that. And his name was originally Phoenix, but we changed it to Rex because it's very similar. And I already had that name on my list of what I wanted. If the dog was to have blue eyes, I was going to name him Blue. No. But it was just like by chance, you know. But he has like honey eyes, so whatever. Oh my God, we chose so Rex. Pretty. And so we were on our way home, and immediately, like, he comes in between us in the car, and he puts his paw out. I'll send you the picture so you can add it. He puts his paw on my lap, and the whole way home, it's like, drive to your guys' apartment, because they were our first stop. Right when we got in, we were like, we have to show you him. And so the whole way there, he had his hand on my lap the whole time. It was, like, instant. Time. Yeah, like, instant protection, love, like, security, everything.
He's like, it's us now.
Yeah, literally. And so when we got home, it was just so weird because it was also a Sunday. It was a Sunday night. By that time, it's fucking 8 p.m. And so it's a Sunday night, and I'm like, shit, I have to go to work tomorrow. Like, what if he's not good or, like, whatever? He was fine. He did whine one time, and it literally broke my heart. Walking out and hearing, yes, I walked out to the car, and I, like, started the car, whatever. I heard him whine, and I was so ready to quit my job. And be like, no, I'm coming, you know. Yeah. But I'm like, no, he has to get used to it. But he was fine ever since then. Like, he was already house trained, thank God. Like, potty trained, house trained.
So it made it, like, really easy kind of to transition.
He already knew how to lay down, sit, stay, like, all of it. It was amazing.
And how old was he when you guys
He was 2. Him? He was 2 when we got him. We adopted him right after his birthday. His second birthday, actually. Like, literally. His birthday's the 29th of October. And we adopted him November 4th.
Oh, wow.
So, like, literally right after. And, yeah. He's been my little buddy ever since.
He's like, so
attached at my hip.
But he's so sweet.
Yeah. To other people, you know, people trying to attack me, he's aggressive as shit.
He's very protective over you.
He definitely is very protective. Like, he'll make it known, like, don't get near me, you know? But he's, like, a gentle giant. Like, when when he feels comfortable and, like, he knows everybody there is fine, he's a gentle giant. He loves to cuddle, like you said.
He loves, like, petting, and if you stop, he'll, like, put his head on you, like, where you at? What do you think you're doing?
Yeah, like, why you stop?
Yeah.
Super jealous, and
very vocal.
He won't stop. Sometimes I'm like, please stop. But definitely, he has energy when he wants, but he's mostly chill.
Low key.
He's very low maintenance, to be really honest with you. He's very low maintenance, and he kind of just does his own thing. I don't know.
He's very independent. Very independent, but also at the same time likes to have the company. Yeah. So, like, as long as he's like, oh, okay, you're cool right there. Okay, cool. Right. Like, I'm chilling.
Like, we'll coexist. And then we'll play when we want. Like, especially with the other dogs, because he's the only dog most of the majority of his time, you know? So, he's the only dog. So, I feel like him getting used to having the other dogs, too, like, it's helped him really socialize. Because at first, he would, like, show teeth to dogs. Like, get, like, kind of, like, aggressive.
Him and Spirit meeting for the first time and trying to get them used to each other.
Because we were already nervous about him having a prior attack and stuff, and just him being weird, or not weird, but, like, protective with, like, or aggressive with male dogs. Yeah. But Rex is neutered. So he's always been neutered since we got him.
They never really had any problems. Never. It was just, like, they would bark at each other, like, Rex would bark at him. Humping him. But it was so, like, he wanted to hump him. I don't know if he was confused. Or, like, we looked it up, and it said it could also try to be asserting dominance. Yeah.
And he's older, so maybe he was trying to do that even more. Yeah. Like, just because you're a young buck doesn't mean I won't.
He goes, you're new around here.
Yeah. But, are you new here?
Yeah. But they got along, though. Like, eventually,
we had so much anxiety leading up to the meeting of it.
Like, we met up at a park. Yeah. We met them up at a park for the first time. Walked them together.
Because we were like, we don't even want them to be, like, down the street from one of their houses and still feel protective. Right. So we went to a completely random park in a different city.
And just kind of just watched them, sat them next to each other, watched them together, kind of seen. But they did really good.
They did really good. And then we went back to the apartment. Yeah. Had dinner. They ate fine. And we went over to your guys' apartment. It was fine. Yeah. Yeah. It worked. And I think because Rex is, like, he'll be submissive. Even to Sage.
Yeah, like, after a while.
Yeah. So, like, I feel like he just kind of goes with the flow. But, yeah. That's Rex.
And he's how old now?
He will be... he just turned 4, actually. No, wait. If we got him in 2019... He'll be 5.
He'll be 5? Oh my god. Wait, what? That's really fucking weird.
That. Yeah, he'll be 5.
He'll be 5 this year?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
He was born in 2017. Oh my god. And by the way, I forgot to mention where he came from. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you want to answer that in the beginning or if you just want to continue it, but when we got his bio and everything, it basically said that he came from up north where the campfire fires were. That city campfire, or no, they just called it the campfire fire.
So that was Rex.
Yes, so that's Rex.
Blessing number 3.
I know. Youngest.
The youngest.
Last but not least, the only female energy.
So, our third one is Sage. She's the baby.
Sagey mama.
She's, my dad calls her Sage.
Sage.
I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
she is gonna be 2 this year in August. She's a Leo, and she's very much, she feels Leo those shoes. Energy. Yeah, she feels those shoes completely.
Yeah.
She's crazy. We got her from my friend, one of my very best childhood friends, Nessa. A couple of her dogs had puppies.
And what kind of dogs?
Sage was, they're husky pit bulls. Her dad is husky, and her mom is a pit bull, a red nose. And
so the same as Spirit.
Yeah, and
not the same meaning the same breed. I mean,
just the same.
The mom is the same breed as Spirit.
Wait. Yeah, the mom is the same breed as Spirit.
I meant, like, not the same meaning Spirit is not mixed. He's...
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just to clarify.
And she was the only girl of her litter.
Yeah.
And so when Carl heard
That's
about
crazy.
her... Yeah, he was like... He messaged Nessa. When he messaged her, she was like, just so you know, like, she's the craziest. Like, she's a handful. So because she was the only girl, she kind of, like... I guess she felt like she had to... She felt like she had to fight for herself.
Yeah. Prove herself in a way.
Exactly, prove herself.
Yeah.
So she's like, you guys are gonna have a handful with her.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, cool. Like, that excited us. Like,
right.
We're like, okay, she's feisty. Like, we like that.
Something different.
Yeah. And so, because we're like, we were like, oh, it'd be fun to see their personality. Right. We used to, like, want a dog with, like, a lot of personality.
Yeah.
And we got her when she turned 2 months, so 8 weeks.
Yeah.
The day after my birthday.
Right.
And we picked her up.
Me and Gina drove down. Couple hours to go pick her up,
and it was just, she fits in so perfectly.
Yeah,
it's her.
She's like Spirit, what we didn't know we needed.
Literally, like, you know? Her and Spirit bonded super quick. She would always mess with Rex, and Rex at first was like, he didn't want nothing to do with her.
Yeah,
he didn't want, literally, like, he would always bark at her, and she's very feisty.
Right,
so,
and he's very vocal and telling the dogs, like, leave me alone, leave me alone. Yeah,
so because of her personality, he could be telling her all day, and she's just gonna keep going back.
Go back and back, yeah.
She just wants to play. Like, she's not aggressive.
She's like a bugaboo.
But she's very in your face, wants to play, will get all up on you. Like, run
she's
up to you.
She's literally us. She likes to bug.
Yeah. Like, she loves that. And eventually
we love that.
Like, she breaks it down.
Yeah, she'll chill. Like, she'll chill eventually. Like, she'll lay down. She'll cuddle with you a little bit. Like...
Oh, she loves.
Yeah.
She loves.
She is very lovable.
Yeah. She's a love bug. Like, she'll give you so many kisses. She'll, like, attack you and just... She has
a lot of energy.
If your face is close to her, hi,
Are
Rex.
you serious, Rex? Your time is not right now. It's about Sage.
They wanted to make a cameo. She just came in. She brought craziness.
Yeah.
She is so fucking smart. She's smart.
And like, she picks up things super quick.
It's insane. Like, she made potty training so easy. Like, first we trained her with pads inside the house because we didn't want to take her out until she had all her shots.
Right.
So we put pads down in the house, and... Are you sad that he's on the couch now?
And how old is she?
She's gonna be 2 this year in August. So she's still technically a puppy.
Right.
I feel like she brings chaos wherever she goes, just because she brings so much energy. Like, she comes in. I always call, like, whenever we let her out in the mornings, she runs out like a bull. Like, when they first let out a bull, and it's just running everywhere.
Too. We call him a bull.
Yeah, and it's like she just comes out always so crazy. She like wags it, like she just like her whole body wiggles like a little wiggle worm.
Yeah.
And she'll go to Spirit, and then they'll run out together to the backyard and like go use the bathroom, whatever. So it's like a routine. Like, she'll always go and try to get him up, so that they can go out together. And he'll get up and follow her. Sometimes when he's really tired, he'll look at her and he's like, nah, I'm not moving.
Like, you have fun.
Yeah, literally. He's like, have fun for me, but I'm staying here. But she tries to, like, she's so nurturing with him. Like, she likes to fuck with him, like, play with him. Yeah. But at the same time, she's very nurturing. Yeah. Yeah. Like, she's a good balance, at least.
Right.
And
she cleans, like, because, like we said, they're drooly. So they have, like, when they drink water, they have, like, drool, like, all hanging.
Like, yeah.
And she'll literally come over and, like, lick it up. And
it's really nasty, but she'll do it every single time. Yeah. She'll lick his eye if there's, like, little eye boogies. Like, she'll clean his eye, which is also really gross. But, like, she enjoys doing him. She'll do ears. She enjoys doing it. He, for the most part, like, enjoys it. Sometimes he'll keep moving, and we're like, all right, leave him alone.
Right.
But he, for the most part, like, he enjoys it.
Yeah.
So it's part of their bonding, I guess. So we decided to just leave him.
Yeah.
Because we used to always tell her, like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
But I think it's part of their bonding.
Right.
So
she feels like she's probably doing something good for him.
Yeah. I honestly think she's what he needed, though, because I feel like with how old he is. He needed something to keep him like motivated to be up and moving around and stuff. I feel like he would
done
be
a lot
way
for
more
him in the last 2 years, year
crazy.
and a half, whatever.
She brings the energy. She brings.
They play really well together.
Okay, insert picture of Rex and Sage in the backyard one weekend, and they literally look like models.
Dog models.
Like, we just caught them in the perfect moment by chance and zoomed in on the picture, and we're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Insane.
It's so cute, though. It's so fucking funny.
And then I drew it, like, on Pixar or whatever it's called. I was drawing it, but the problem was that Sage's colors are off because the sun.
Sage changes color. So when she was a puppy, she was black and white.
Literally, like black and white.
That's it. And now, as she's getting older, she's turning so brown,
like chocolate,
on her sides.
Right.
Like, she literally just has like the strip of black on her back, like straight down her back and her tail. But then she has her like white mittens on her paws.
Yeah.
The tip of her tail is white, but her legs, her whole sides, and like the sides of her neck is like white and brown. It's so weird.
Yeah, and because the sun was like, they were basically sunbathing. So when the sun was hitting her, on Pixar you can take like samples from what you're doing. I should have just
like pick the tone.
Exactly, and I just colored it, but I had been doing it for so long that I didn't realize or see that it was so yellow toned, like her white parts that I did. I didn't notice it because I had been on that fucking iPad for like 2 hours already.
So hyper-focused.
My eyes were like, hyper-focused. And then the next day when I sent it to you, I was like, damn, like I did her hella like yellowy. I was like, ew, it looks gross. So I'll have to just redo that. Like certain part.
Like yellowy.
It looks yellowy, like kind of creamish. And she's like white, you know, like she has white. So, but I took the sample from there. So I'll just have to like change the color a little bit just to make it a little more pure. And then certain parts of her that she does have more white, but when I tried to do it, the patch looked fucking random, so I couldn't like really put it in. Whereas like he has like spots, so I could just literally circle it and then I could color it in. It was so easy. But for her, it was like undercoat was white.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So I couldn't really distinguish.
It's like a hint.
Exactly.
It's like a hue.
It was like under her armpit kind of area, and so I was like trying to do brush like strokes at first of white, and then I was like, this looks weird because it's just on her brown.
Yeah.
So I'll have to like fix it a little bit, but.
Nessa actually told me that her dad, the husky, like he did the same thing.
That he changed colors.
He changed color. He was like white, I think, when he was a puppy, and then as he got older, he got black and white. And now he's like completely black and white. Like all throughout.
That's so weird.
So I don't know how much more she's gonna change color.
Right.
I don't know. Like, we don't know.
But you think that her size and everything is as big as she'll get?
I think this is pretty much like as big as she'll get. Maybe like weight wise that might change, but I think height, I think she's where she's at. And she's like roaming around back and forth.
If you can hear the like
this is paws against the rug. No, yeah, I just don't know how much she's gonna change, like even her personality.
Yeah.
Like I feel like as she gets older, she gets more in tune with you, and she's also becoming very protective.
Right.
Which that's how we wanted her.
Right.
Like, we want her to be protective, but also know the limits, and when we tell her, like, to chill out.
If you
like,
tell her to stop.
Yeah. But, yeah, so now she's kind of, like, she's starting to get to that, because we used to practice with her, like, knocking, like, to bark. And his sister came home one night, and I was only one home at the time. So the front gate and door was locked, and she didn't have the key. So she banged on the garage door, and it scared her. It scared Sage. She was like barking, ran out to the
like,
side of the gate, like, who the fuck is there?
Right.
And I was like, all right, I see you.
You're like, I like that.
Yeah. Like, okay, cool, good girl.
We actually always talk about putting Rex and her into training together, because I feel like it would really benefit both of them.
Yeah.
But we really want them to be kind of like guard dogs in a sense.
Yeah, like protective.
Or like protective dogs in a sense.
Not to be aggressive, but just protective. So if need be.
Aggressive when need be.
Exactly. If need be, then they know that they need to get into a certain mode and protect and take care of us.
Right.
But
it's
not
really
just with anyone. Like, if I'm telling you to chill out, like, chill out. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's Sage.
Yeah.
She's so far the baby. But, like, we both of us, like, we just wish we had more dogs.
Oh, 100%.
It's just so much fun. And
if we had the space to have more dogs, there would be more dogs. Like, it's not a question of if. It's a question of having the space and when. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
But definitely want to adopt more.
Their personalities are so fun to... get to know.
Like to distinct, I guess.
Yeah.
And just like honestly, the comfort of having a dog when you're like so connected to the dog, like it's crazy because I genuinely miss him. Like I work from home like Monday through Friday, so I'm with him all the time. Like 24/7 we're together. So even if we go to the store or something, I come back and I'm like, oh, I miss you. Did you miss me? Like I genuinely miss him, and just having his comfort, like just being with me, or even just knowing he's here in the house.
And what's so funny is that, okay, so they're emotional support animals,
right?
But obviously, emotional support animals is kind of different. Like there's not really training for that. So it's not like they know. Registered. Yeah, they're just registered as emotional support animals. So it's not like they knew, like, okay, this is what I'm meant to do and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, but they just do that.
They fill those shoes.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's really, really cool. Yeah. It's crazy. That kind of connection is very deep.
Right.
And I think that's why we're such like, oh, we're dog moms and we want to talk about them like they're our kids. Like, yeah, because they really took on those roles just naturally.
And we, like, at such young ages too, like taking on the full on responsibility. Obviously, our dogs are not kids. Like, it's not the same type of responsibility, but it is responsibility to take care of something other than yourself. So, especially at a young age and giving them like the lives that they have.
Them being healthy. Like taking care of them when they do get sick, getting them the help they need,
having the means to do so, or making it work when we don't. Like, I'm just kidding. We just start crying. But yeah, we love them. Like, we love them so much, obviously. And
this is definitely an episode targeted towards specifically dog people or dog animal parents. Pet, people, and parents, because.
And, oh my God, if you guys have dogs or, like, pets in general, please, like, tag us in a photo or something on Instagram or, like, I don't know. We want to see your pets. I think that's so cool.
You know what's so funny, too, is we were talking about this one day, and I had seen, like, an influencer bring it up in her stories, like, normalizing fighting with your dog.
Yeah, arguing with your dog.
Like, sometimes I feel like they're literally, like, siblings to a certain point, like, the way I talk to them, like, they can get so
better. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. You know?
Like,
it's like the irritation.
It's very
You're
like
not
annoyed.
Mad.
Yeah, it's more annoying.
Yeah.
Like there's shit that they do sometimes where it's like, come on, I know you know better than that.
Right. And it's like an inconvenience to you because you've already had like a rough day, so it just hits you sometimes.
And then they make these faces of like they know they're guilty.
Yeah.
But they don't want to look at you because they don't want to see you getting on them about it. Because I'm going to a full lecture.
Sometimes they're guilty, but they don't feel bad.
Maybe I'm crazy, but I go into a full lecture.
Like, oh no, 100%. 100%.
I made her watch me pick up a paper towel that she ripped up in pieces because I'm like, you're not going to pick it up, are you? Like, now I got to pick this shit up.
Yeah.
And so I made her come and sit down and watch me pick it up. I'm like, don't do this shit again.
Yeah. When he ripped up all the garbage one time. Like, probably literally the one time he ever did anything, like, bad necessarily besides running away. His ass will run away.
Who?
Rex
have us running down the street full sprint, like
Carl barefoot blisters the next day.
Oh
like,
my God, I felt so bad. It was so bad. The floor was, it was either the floor was hot or just the way he was running.
It was in June.
Yeah, and
midday.
He booked it. Homeboy found his opportunity,
no collar,
and took and ran with it. Literally,
it was a fucking.
He was down the street in 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah, it was a bitch. For real.
That was scary.
And that's not the only time he's gotten out. He got out in the hills. He did one time
in our old place, too.
Yeah. And it's like a busy apartment complex.
Yeah.
And that was really scary, too. But, like, yeah, he's gotten out 3 times.
Spirit used to get out sometimes, too. And we used to play the game with him in the backyard where, like, we'd chase him.
Yeah.
And so that was the complete wrong game to play with him. So when he would get off leash on accident, and we'd go to try to get him, he would run away from us.
Right, because he thinks you're playing.
Exactly.
I never established this with him. Like, why does he do this?
Yeah.
He thinks you're playing too, because you can tell, like, he tucks his butt, and then he'll turn around like, oh, you're following me? Oh, okay. Runs more. And he's fast. Like, he's fucking quick. Like, his legs are long as hell, so he can stride, you know? Like a damn gazelle.
And I always say Sage runs like a horse. Like, sometimes I feel like she gallops.
Like, like when they're running too. And when he chases squirrels, like, in the dog park, like, he's like, like, and the dust in the dirt is freaking flying up. I'm like,
it's all dramatic.
For real, a bull. Yeah.
That's hella funny.
But, yeah, they have beautiful lives. You'll see more of their lives on our Instagram at Convos _ podcast on Instagram. Check it out. We have a whole highlight reel now of our dogs and all of their shenanigans.
Their personalities. Like, you'll get to see their personalities rather than just hearing us talk about it.
They're so different.
Like, you can even see in pictures, like, just their facial expressions.
Right.
Like, you sent me a picture a few days ago that you were trying to get a good picture of him, like, looking all cute. And the face he had on was just, like, done. Like, he was like...
He's like, are you done yet? Literally.
like, just pictures... faces they make, actions they do, like they have so much personality.
They really do.
And it's so fun.
They could have their own blog channel. It just keeps you on
your toes. Yeah.
They could have their own podcast. Has anyone ever done that? A dog podcast?
Them playing in the middle.
Yeah.
Barking at each other.
Right. And we're just talking. But yeah, we hope you guys really enjoyed it. We want to probably like kind of share a little bit more about ourselves. So our dogs is the easiest way to get to know us. Is like getting to know our dogs.
It's like our lives.
The core of who we are, you know? So you'll get to know us a little bit more and throughout season 2 and everything to come.
And hopefully we can get to know you guys more.
Yeah. We'll have
interactions, engagements. Please. That way we can have conversations.
Yeah.
You know, come up with really good topics.
Mm-hmm. We have a whole little club over here.
Yeah.
A fan club? Not a fan club. Like
How does
a book
that sound?
club. Like a book club. But a podcast club.
Pod club.
A pod club. Pod drops.
Pod talks.
Pod talks?
Whatever.
Candid pod convos. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed it. Please come back next week for whatever the fuck we end up talking about.
It's gonna be another video.
It's gonna be a good one.
It'll be a different format, but still just as good nonetheless.
Yeah. So,
wisdom of the week
is you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. It's not about dogs. I couldn't find one about dogs.
I was like, where's the dog?
Yeah, I tried. It was like about sad things.
Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
We love you guys so much.
And we'll see you, or you'll see us.
You'll see us
next week.
Maybe we'll see you. Who knows?
Bye, guys.
We love you. Bye.